Alright, so welcome to the installation of the rear side. And before I do that, I'm gonna do like a little quick mock-up, I think. Just so you guys can see how it fits. Let me see. Okay, so with the brace, the mid body brace and the rear brace, you have to put the rear brace on first before you put the mid body brace on. So because of how the plates fit, how they fit together. For example, if you look here, see how it comes up and it's it has a flat spot. If you try to put the mid body first, the mid body, the part that comes down like so, will interfere with the rear. So you have to put the rear on first. Then the rear here, it clears the mid body brace, so that way it could come on and clear it. Actually, let me take out the stupid tag here. Put that tag. So basically, right, the rounds, there's only one round end, so that's towards the rear, and it basically mounts up like so, like that, something like that. I actually still need to remove this bolt. I haven't removed this bolt yet, and I haven't inserted my I have inserted this little thing in here. So you have to insert this right here. This is part of the kit that comes with the braces. You insert it, basically like so. It's oriented like that with the nut on top of this extension bar. So how you put this in, where this hole is you put it in from the front here, the front hole on this side. The hole is ahead of the where your mounting is, and basically you slide it all the way in, until it gets to that spot, and that's the way that you want to orient it. You do not want to make it like this, because if you make it like this nut will fall right through this hole. So there's nothing holding the nut, basically. And you do it like that, and the nut will fall through, and so the brace won't sit right. But also, looking at how the nut is welded onto this little bar here, it's only tapped on there, so it's not very strong. So you torque this thing down, it will break off those welds. So they have to be oriented like that, okay, with the bolt up like that. So I need to do that. So I guess this is not going to be an install video. This is just going to be like a prep, or partially install video, but mostly prep work first, I think. Prep work first. I need to take this off. This is 80 foot-pounds. I don't have my breaker bar with me, so I need to go get the breaker bar. But anyways, so that's how you're gonna prep it. So that's the rear. Then once you put it in front, once you put it on the front side, you will use this. This is also one of the mounting points for the excuse, not the front brace, but the mid body brace. This is the rear mounting point for it. The other mounting point for the middle body brace is let me mock it up right here so you guys can see it. So I could see it actually. Oops. Goes like so. So the mid body brace only mounts here with where the rear brace is, and the rear brace also mounts right here. So basically, this is the only spot where both braces come together. That's that one spot right there. So let's look at where the other mounting spot is. So the rear brace is one mounting spot right here, one right there, another spot right here, and the spot right here. This spot right here is where the X brace is. Right, the X brace, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at the front mounting, or excuse me, the mid brace mounting spots. So the mid brace mounting spot. So this is the rear mounting spot for the X brace and the rear brace. The front mounting spot for the X brace is over here, and that's also the mounting spot for the mid brace. And the last mounting spot for the mid brace is up right here, where this cross brace is. This flat, this flat cross brace right here, right? Where the rear mounting hole is right here. So let me back up a little bit so you guys can see where the X brace was. So I took that off already. So the X brace was, let's see, that's the front mounting spot for the X brace, and that's the rear mounting spot right here. So that's just where the X brace was. So I took that off. Let me just mark it up real fast up here, so it's kind of see it. Or just kind of place it up right here, so it's something like, right, something like that, right? So let's look at the torque settings. So the X brace torque setting is 14 to 19 foot-pounds. Same thing with this brace here. This right here is 14 to 19, so same amount. The other side too. Side over here, 14 to 19. This over here, this is where the subframe is. This one is 80 foot-pounds, or it's actually 79 to I think 91 or so. So I'm just gonna use 80 foot-pounds, just like a wheel, the lug nuts on the wheels. And this one right here, it's the thread is actually a little bit bigger than the X brace. So this is 14 to 19. This one's a little bit bigger. I'm probably gonna use something like maybe 20 or 25, probably 25. There, and that's about it. And let's see, other stuff that you need to do with prepping is besides taking the X brace off and loosening the front brace over here, other thing you need to do for prepping is you need to remove some of this undercoating, the rubberized undercoating. This stuff is like the same stuff that, or similar, I shouldn't say the same, but similar stuff that they use for truck bed liners, right? Like the Rhino liner or X liner, whatever they call them. It's kind of the same stuff, rubberized stuff. So you need to remove all that stuff. So when the brace sits on here, it needs to sit on bare metal, not the rubber, because if it sits on the rubber, the rubber has give, it's soft, so it crushes down a little bit over time. It gets crushed down even more and more. Initially, it will only crush down so much. Then over time, it kind of gets weaker and it breaks down a little bit more. And when you tighten it down to the initial setting, you're like, okay, it's tight. But all of a sudden, as that material degrades, it will actually, it basically breaks apart. So all of a sudden, that spot where that bolt was tightened, it's loose now. So it doesn't have the proper torque anymore. It's loose. So that's why you want to make sure that the brace sits flat on the metal, so that way it has the proper torque and it always stays that way. So I had to do this back end here, and I also had to do the front as well. So let's look at the back end here. So this side I did, the passenger side I did. I haven't done the driver side yet. So the driver side you see over here, where is it? Right here. So that hasn't been removed yet. Right. Same thing with the front, where the front cross brace here is. I also removed some of that liners, the underbody coating as well. I think I removed the back like maybe 2 inches or so, 1.5 inches, 2 inches at the most, back a little bit. And I haven't done this side yet either, but I probably have to do this side as well, probably back like 1.5 inches or 2 inches. So removing this stuff is actually, it was a lot easier than I thought it was. This is what I use. I use a little this you get this at the hardware store, where at least at Home Depot they have this at the where they have like all the drywall stuff, all this God, what do they call them, trowels or spatulas or whatever they call them. So that's what I use. This one is only, well, this is like 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches, something like that. it does have a little bit of bevel on this side. So basically, I would be cutting, I would be scraping from like this side and not this side. This side is not correct. This way is. So it does have that little bevel to make it slightly sharper, but this one's actually very worn out, so it's actually pretty smooth. That's a good thing. If you have a brand new one, it's going to be a lot sharper, and you don't want to use a brand new one, or at least you don't want to use one that's sharp, because it will cut into your primer. So you see that the underbody has primer on it, and you see some scratches I have on there, but it's not, it's just surface scratches. Because this thing is, it's dull, it's not sharp. If it was sharp, it would definitely cut into that and expose bare metal, and you don't want to expose bare metal, right? You don't want a potential rusting spot in the future. And basically, I didn't use anything else. I just came in there and I'm like, okay, originally I think this whole thing was covered originally, so I just like, okay, I need this much removed, so I just kind of stuck it in there here at a low angle here, instead of don't have too much angle like so, because if you do this, it's gonna cut into the primer and scratch your primer. But if you leave it more like so, more acute, it will scrape off the rubberized coating and just work it. It doesn't take very long, so you gotta do all that first before you could put your stuff in. And all these mounting spots will use the factory nuts and bolts, except for this spot right here. It'll use it'll use this this little thing here with the bolt. That's about it. So I still need to stick this in and loosen this up. So this is just a prep video. I'm gonna do the install video as another part. I think I went over everything, right? So this bolt here is 80 foot-pounds. This bolt I'm probably gonna use somewhere between 20 and 25. And all the other bolts is 14 to 19. So I'm probably gonna use like 17 or 16 or 17 foot-pounds. And that's it. Because I have a car pit, it's easy for me to get down here. I'm not standing straight up. I'm kind of sitting on a stool actually, or I have to hunch down. But it's better than, say, putting it on jacks or jack stands and have to work from your back. So that this task is pretty easy, I think, because I have the car pit. When you have to work on your back, it's a little bit harder, just because it's an uncomfortable position, and it's also a tighter squeeze. But it's very straightforward, relatively easy, I think. Yeah, not much to it. What else do I have to say? I think that's about it. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video where I do the install.